Princess here, and welcome back to Keyblade Chronicles. Today I wanted to go ahead and discuss something that I've wanted to talk about for quite some time now, and just haven't gotten around to it. And that is the idea of the Kingdom Hearts series on the Nintendo Switch, as well as the possibility of games like Union Cross, Dark Road, and even Days being available on console. So most of you probably already know that the Kingdom Hearts series is technically available on the Nintendo Switch in the form of cloud versions. And I'm just going to say up front, I do not like the idea of cloud versions of games. I think it defeats the purpose in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to the Switch, and especially in regards to the Kingdom Hearts series, which has been released on multiple different consoles at multiple different times. Which I'm really not complaining. I am glad that the series has been so accessible on so many different consoles. But at this point, when it comes to the idea of buying the series again, the only appeal that really has for me is to be able to play the games on the go with the Switch. Honestly, the Switch being portable is one of its biggest strengths. And unfortunately, with cloud versions, that strength is taken away. With cloud versions, you have to have internet access to be able to play the games. And strong internet at that, if you want them to run properly. This means playing the games on the go isn't really an option. These cloud versions have gotten so much bad feedback because of this. So many people can't even get the games to run properly. Having to have internet puts it at a severe disadvantage, because honestly, it doesn't make it much different than playing the games on PS4 or PS5 at that point. Because more than likely, you're going to be playing the Switch with the Switch docked. I don't know, many fans, as well as myself, were very just disappointed that this was the Switch version we were getting for these games. And even now that the whole situation is blown over and is kind of been over and done with, and everyone has just kind of accepted that this is the facts, it definitely still bothers me a lot. But I do think that we will eventually get real ports for these games. If nothing else, the Switch versions have shown that there is definitely a demand for this. I definitely think it's just a matter of when. Unfortunately, I do think it will be a while, since all the teams that work on the games are pretty busy as far as I know, with both Missing Link and Kingdom Hearts 4 on the way. That being said, something that I think is obtainable fairly soon would be remakes of Union Cross and Dark Road for console, and though I would love for them to come to PlayStation and could definitely see it being a thing, I do think the Switch would be a really good place for them as well. With the style these games have and the way they're played, they would be very well adapted for the Switch. And again, I definitely think it's only a matter of time before we get some sort of versions for these games on console. Since both Union Cross and Dark Road are complete, watching cutscenes on YouTube is pretty much one of the only ways to get the story that these games have. And for a series like Kingdom Hearts that relies heavily on its lore and characterization for each title, that's pretty unacceptable in my opinion. Since the stories seem to be connected, what I think will happen is that once Missing Link is complete, eventually they will release a collection of Union Cross, Dark Road, and Missing Link all together in one. I definitely think that's the most likely thing, as they do seem to like releasing these games together with at least 3 games or more. But I also want to address 2 misfits out of the series that got the short end of the stick when it comes to remakes. Days and Recoded. In an effort to save on time and, let's face it, money, in the collections they chose to not have Days or Recoded playable, but to have them in the form of movies, just with updated cutscenes. I definitely get that a lot of fans just wanted these remakes out. They wanted to be able to play these games on newer systems. But honestly, Square Enix should have known that it would be more beneficial in the long run just to take the extra time to make sure all of the games got the same treatment. Even if they had to wait on those 2 and release them in a pack with Dream Drop, which got released later, that still would have been the smarter route, at least in my opinion. Both quote-unquote movies of Days and Recoded definitely leave a lot to be desired when it comes to the actual game's story. Especially when it comes to Days, the way it sums up the story is really not flattering. It just doesn't convey the actual emotion that story really has. Too much was either summarized or left out pretty much altogether. And as one of the more emotional titles in the series, that is just unacceptable to me. So the question remains, will Days and Recoded ever get proper remakes? And I may just be holding on to hope at this point, but I think it is possible. Though I don't think it's very high on the priority list for Square Enix, I definitely think it is still possible to happen. I definitely wouldn't mind if they just released these 2 as playable games together, no matter what console they ended up being on. But again, I definitely think that they would work for Switch really well. I don't know, it's probably just me wanting to experience Days anywhere other than the DS. And I don't know, it just kind of kills me that all the other games got multiple releases and multiple kind of remakes in a way, and both Days and Recoded just didn't. But on the other hand, I do understand them just wanting to kind of move forward with the series instead of looking backwards. I definitely think Missing Link and Kingdom Hearts 4 rightfully should release before any of these other things do. When speaking towards the Nintendo Switch, it's just really weird to me to see games like The Witcher 3 be fully playable on it with no real issues, yet the Kingdom Hearts series can't. At the end of the day, I have no idea why Square Enix decided to go with cloud versions. Again, it seems like they chose the quick way out just to get the games out quicker, which I just do not like. And time again, it seems Square Enix tries to cater to fans, and it ultimately backfires in my opinion. They left Days and Recoded out just so they could get 1.5 and 2.5 out quicker. They announced Kingdom Hearts 3 way too early, and I basically do think a lot of that has to do with the fan base. No one would shut up about Kingdom Hearts 3 even when it wasn't announced, that they finally caved and announced it before they even fully got working on it. I'm definitely not blaming the fans here, don't get me wrong, because every fan base is like this. It doesn't matter what it is. They all want more, sooner. It's the company's job to not release things until it is properly ready, regardless what anybody says. Like, believe me, Square Enix, you're not gonna lose any fans just because a game takes longer to release. I don't know, sorry if this seems a little venti. I just really wanted to get all that off my chest, and it really has been brewing since the series got announced for the cloud versions of the Switch. I really wanted to talk about it when it was going on, and for the life of me, I can't even remember what was going on at that time that I didn't. But what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think the series will get proper Nintendo Switch ports at any time? And do you think Days and Recoded will ever be playable? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Kingdom Hearts and gaming content. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys next time.